to your knowledge, has there been any change in policy that you have been instructed to adhere to regarding how to deal with lawfully armed citizens since June 24th, 2018?
Since the incident,
Yes,
we did have our quarterly training, which did focus on the incident.
Okay. And what were you told in that quarterly training?
Basically, the laws on that statute reference hunting, fishing. You are allowed to openly carry.
Okay.
It is allowed.
Were you told that you should continue to investigate every case where you see somebody open carrying?
Objection in the form of the question.
You were either told to continue investigating every one of those cases, or you were told not to continue. What were you told?
Objection in the form of the question.
If an officer sees something suspicious, or if we get a call, we'll investigate it.
Okay. And so you were told that if an officer sees something suspicious, or y'all get a call, you will investigate.
Yes.
And based on your prior testimony, if you're investigating a person with a gun, you're going to take it away from them, right?
Correct.
Okay.
For the time being, until the investigation's over.
Have you received any training or instruction about whether you have to have a reasonable suspicion that they are a felon prior to detaining them to conduct a background check?
Objection in the form of the question.
It's kind of hard to tell if anybody's a felon unless they're a known felon by someone. I won't know that until a records check.
So does that authorize you to stop and detain any person you see with a gun so that you can make that determination?
If they're open carrying without a fishing pole, yeah.
Okay. What if they're open carrying with a fishing pole?
It have to be have to see the circumstances. Are they fishing? Or are they walking down Lincoln Road with a fishing pole? Two different scenarios.
So if you saw a person on South Point Pier today with a fishing pole, openly carrying, would you walk up and ask them for ID?
I may confront them and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Just to investigate a little.
Okay. You wouldn't walk out there with a gun, though, would you? Pointed at.
Excuse me. The question.
Excuse me. You wouldn't walk out there and point a gun at them just because they were fishing on the pier.
If they were
Objection in
fishing,
the form of the question.
if they were fishing, I had no reason to believe they were a sovereign citizen or anybody else, but just a normal person fishing. My suspicion level is a lot lower than it was on that day.
Can we agree that pointing a gun at somebody without a legal basis for doing so is called an armed assault or an aggravated assault?
We could agree to that.
Okay. Can we agree that?
Did he object to
I think he did.
He
Did you object,
objected.
Rob?
I did.
Okay. Can we agree that unconsented touching of another person is, without legal justification, is the crime of battery?
Yes.
Can we agree that detaining somebody against their will without a legal basis for doing so is false imprisonment?
Yes.
Okay. In this quarterly training, were you told, or were your trainee or the trainees told, that they had done, that there were any errors or mistakes made on June 24th, 2018, in how that situation was handled by the Miami Beach Police Department?
Situation or that incident wasn't talked about, probably because it's an open case. Obviously, it is. So they're not gonna talk about the things that happened that day. Just a general, if you encounter someone fishing or hunting and they're open carried, they're in their legal obligation too.
Okay. You were told that is a lawful thing to do.
Correct.
Objection in the form of the question.
You were told during the training that a person openly carrying while hunting, fishing, or camping is acting within the law.
Objection in the form of the question.
It was reiterated, yes.
Okay. Were you instructed that you should still make contact and run their background to see if they're a felon or other prohibited person?
Objection in the form.
That would have to be on the officer's discretion or the type of call that comes in through dispatch.
Is that what the training people told you?
I don't remember the specifics except for those big key points.
Okay. Do you know if you got a printed material that day for that training?
I'm sure the training unit could provide that at the Miami Beach Police Station.
Okay. The question was, did you get printed material that day?
I don't remember if I did or not.
Okay. Have you been told by any supervising officer that you did anything wrong during that incident on June 24th, 2018?
No.
As you look back, do you believe you made any errors that day?
No.
In the police academy, did you get any training on dealing with law-abiding citizens who were armed?
Who are armed?
Yes.
I'm sure I was, but I can't remember specifics.
You were trained how to deal with people who you needed to take a gun away from in the police academy.
I'm sure that was part of the curriculum.
Was that also reinforced by your work with your field training officer?
Field training officer, quarterly and annual training when it's involving firearms. Any updated legal guidelines, maybe pertaining to firearms, they'll put it out there.
Have you ever received any training specifically regarding the right of certain people to openly carry or conceal carry firearms in the state of Florida, other than the quarterly training you've already told me about?
I can't remember.
Have you ever received any training regarding citizens' right to bear arms?
Yes, because there are citizens can bear arms.
Okay.